Hello, welcome back. Rajesh Talele here again. Today, let's talk about the Marketo triggers that are related with emails, specifically about the bounces. Right? We're gonna cover one trigger every day. That way, we get enough material and coverage rather than cramming everything in one video. So let's talk about today. I have a small smart campaign which is blank right now, and we're gonna talk about the triggers which we can use one by one. Yes, as you see, there are several triggers in Marketo based on email, opportunities, social activities, and things like that. So we are going to talk today about the email triggers. Yesterday we saw about clicks link in the email trigger and how we can use it and what are the peculiarities. Today we're going to look into the email bounces. So this is where email is sent to the lead and that email bounces. If we want to we have a business need to do something when an email sent to the lead bounces and we want to take some actions automatically, this is where we will use that. Now, if I simply drag it here, you see here it's that it says email bounces, and you get you get to select which email you're talking about, which particular email you are interested to listen to for bouncing. You can pick any email exactly as the and pick up from the approved emails which you have sent in the past, something like that. Or you can say is not, you can choose any email but a given email. Maybe that's an alert email. You want to kind of listen to bounces to all the emails except the internal alert email, things like that. Or you can say, hey, you know what, my emails are starting with, let's say, RN or RT or something like that. You can basically pick and choose whichever you want. Not starts with contents. You can also have contents, something like that, and you can basically listen to a particular set of emails which contain the word Rajesh or anything. You can just, or you can just use any. That means each and every email is listened for bounced. If you just keep it this trigger as it is, any email which bounces, this smart campaign flow will execute. So that's the way it is. But you say, you know what, I don't want to I want to do something which whereby I want to listen to particular reasons why the emails bounce and not all the reasons. Sometimes emails bounce for soft reasons, or some reasons which are like, not, I don't want to treat some reasons of bouncing versus some other reasons of bouncing. Now, what are the reasons? So I'm just gonna kind of go and see what are the main categories of that, and you will see here that there are some main category, and this is on Marketo Nation. Dheeraj, who is also a fellow Marketo champion, talks about category one, is the spam. So there are categories Marketo puts bounces into to club those bounces into multiple categories. Category one is spam. Category two is that the email address doesn't exist on the server. And category three might be some technical issues, might be some temporary issues or things like that. So those those are the main three categories you can listen to. And if there is a category one failure or bounce, you might want to do something which is email is suspended or something action which will treat that lead as a potential spam trap, or something which we got notice for the spam. Category 2 is does not exist. That means that email address does not exist on the server based on the response, and that warrants something different action. And technical issue many times is transient, so that means that the email address is not bad, but if we try it again, it might work pretty fine. So that's the one way of doing that. So how do you do that? All you do is simply add category as a constraint, and you just put, I just want to put the spam emails bounces, and that's how you will do. Is the category is one that denotes basically anything related with spam in Marketo. If it is category 2, if you want to listen to category 2, if the email was bounced because the person does not exist, so it was a hard bounce, Then if you want to process hard, like the because person doesn't exist there anymore, this is what you will be using as a trigger. And if you want to just transient technical issues which might come back again or work again, you want to do part 3, things like that. So that's that. But let's say you say, this is great, but I want specific errors which I want to follow through as such. So is there any, I want to specific listen to the specific bounce codes, and in that case, you can actually go for the constraint called details. There is also a subcategory available for you, and you can look it up and Marketo documentation or Marketo community, Marketo Nation community. You will have database of things which you can use. Now the details, you will actually have any bounce, and let me just find out a bounce information here. And I guess that will something like it will look something like this. You can have something like that. The error codes come like that, like 554, 550, and all that. So this kind of, you can actually listen to that, and you can say contains 554. That is a SMTP protocol error code which email servers talk to each other. SMTP is a protocol in which different email servers talk to each other. Marketo email server, who is the sender email server, and the receiving email server talk in SMTP protocol with these numbers as their their communication. And as you see here, these are the kind of bounce codes, and this is again on the Marketo document the site, on the documentation side. And you see is that codes in 400 range are generally soft bounces, 500 and generally hard bounces, and others like 250 is what you want, is basically it's receiving. So, and things like that. You have other 550 use unavailable, that's not user not found, and several others. 554 is unstated reason, and there are several others you can actually go. But so you can choose to create a trigger listening to each of them separately, even if you want to really complex bounce processing, or you can club the similar ones like 550s, all 550s into one, and things like that. So that's the you can do those things with this details and categories and subcategories. Now you say, what, I want to specifically listen to a given email address or a given domain, and I can say, hey, anything domain at let's say, I don't know, Bright, any email which bounces and which was sent to the lead address is @byteaspects.com or something, or you can a set of domains, you can put it here, and that would be, you can treat it as so that's kind of pretty granular power Marketo gives you to kind of listen to a specific bounce for a specific set of leads on a specific condition, and things like that. Then we also have test variant. So test variant is like, when you use A/B testing in Marketo for an email. Maybe, you send an email out to, let's say, 20,000 people, 10,000 people got testing variant A, that is the A version of the email. Rest of them got B version of the email, and you can actually do that if you have used A/B testing for that particular any email, and you can actually choose that. Has content AI. This is a new functionality, and basically that's for the emails which are powered by content AI. And the next ones which are under the line, which are the date of activity and minimum number of times. So you can actually say, give me all the emails which bounced only in last 3 months, something like that. Or you can say any other in time frame. You can say in time frame this yesterday, last month, last year, and things like that. You can specify on or before, whatever, you can specify date, something like that. Or so it again gives you a lot of power to do or after that date, or it gives a lot of power for you to specify exactly even the time when the emails bounce. Maybe you found something issue with your SPF record or something which was going on, which you were not aware, but you wanted to investigate. if was there any impact of that, and you can do that something like that based on the date criteria. Or you can say, hey, you know what, one time bounce is okay. I want to know if the person is basically bounced 3 times or something. Yeah, and you have to test it out, but this is where you can actually specify something like that. So that's something, again, you need to make sure it works exactly what you need, not just what it says as a face value. But so that's where you will do that. And that's pretty much it about the email bounces. It's pretty powerful and it's very useful functionality, useful trigger many times to make sure our database is clean and usable, and we don't just collect dead email addresses which are bounces and people do not exist on those email servers anymore.